Hi guys, I've got a Hendrix lesson for you today, requested by somebody, which is South Saturn Delta, and to me it's from the album South Saturn Delta, and it sounds very unfinished to me, and there's you know, plenty of mistakes in there, and probably Hendrix didn't really want it to see the light of day, not in that form anyway. But it's got decent enough riff. It's an instrumental. Probably again he didn't, you know, have any vocals recorded, or he did and they're not on there. But yeah, we'll have a look at it. Like I say, it's a cool little riff and there's some cool little licks in it, so we'll get straight into it. So the guitar's going to be in E flat tuning, and it starts off with this little kind of one-line lick. It goes. So all we're doing there is basically going from the 5th to the 8th on the low E. So. And I palm mute. I'm not sure if he's palm muting it in the song, but it doesn't really matter. To me, it sounds cool palm muted. So yeah, so we're just going. So 5th, 8th, 5th on the low E, and then we're going to go basically move that down by 2 frets. So that's going to be 3rd fret of the low E to the 6th fret of the low E, back to the 3rd fret. So and then he repeats that twice. So that's the first time. It does this little lick. So all we're doing there is basically hammering on from the 5th to the 6th on the A, and then picking the 5th again, so, and then getting the 5th of the D. So the next little riff after that goes like this. Basically the same riff played over 4 times, and it does a few little scratches in between. I'll show you that in a bit. So how we're going to play that, we're going to go. So what we're doing there is going 8th to 5th on a low E. It's a bit of a stretch, but you know, your hand should be able to reach that. And then we're going to get a kind of double stop on the high E and the B at the 8th, going. So then we're going to get a couple of scratching, and then we'll go. So what we're doing there is we're doing those little scratch noises, and then we're going to go 4th to 3rd on the low E, and then 5th on the D, 2 of them. So and then we're going to go, that's going to be 6 to 5 on the A, end up on that 5th of the D. So that very slowly goes like this. And he basically does that 4 times. In between them, he's going to go. Kind of get those scratch noises. Apart from on the 3rd time, he does this. He goes. He gets a good little scratch, and then he kind of does a slide or a pull off. Don't really matter. From 4th to 3rd on the B, and then he goes. So that very slowly goes like this. And yeah, basically does that 4 times. So then after that, he's going to do this little lick. So how we're going to play that little lick is it's going to be a little A minor lick, and this hand is going to be doing quite an important little thing. It's going to move back a little bit. So rather than playing kind of here, you're going to bring it back to near the bridge to get more that kind of twangier sound, and it sounds cool to me. So what we're doing is we're going to bend the 8th fret of the B, bend it up, bend it down, get the 5th of the B, then go back again, then back again. So then we're going to go. So all that is we're going to hit the 7th of the G, then pre-bend it, and then give it some vibrato. So that little bit goes like this. A bit slower. Then we're going to go. So we're going to kind of pre-bend it again. Pre-bend it down. Get it on the 7th of the G again. Bend it back up again and get some vibrato. So far. Then we're going to go. So that's just open low E to 3rd to 5th. So. Then we're going to do this cool little lick. So what we're doing there is we're going to go open A, so open A to 3rd of the A, then we're going to go 5th of the D, then we're going to bring that finger up to the 5th of the E, sorry. So, oops, so that goes like this. Then we're going to go. So we're going to hit that 5th of the A, slide it up to the 7th, and then get 5th of the D. So once we get to that stage, we're going to do this. So we're going to bend up on that 7th of the G, then get an 8th of the B, then we're going to get a double stop on the 5th of the B and the E. So far we've got this. Then we're going to go. So all that is, we're going to pre-bend 7th of the G, bend it up, so pre-bend it and then pull it down. Pull off to the 5th of the G. Get 7th of the D, so reach across to the 7th of the A, so get a 5th of the D, so then go. So all that is going to be 6th of the A, 5th of the A to 8th of the E, so that little lick very slowly goes like this. And then we're back into that. So all that is 8th to the 5th on the low E. Then a little double stop on the 8th of the B and the high E. So after that we're going to do this. So all that is basically the intro riff. So it goes. That's the same as the intro riff. So 8 to 5 on the low E, and then those double stops on that high B and E. But this time we're going to go. Immediately we're going to go 6th to the 5th on the A. So and then we're going to go. So that's the same as before, so it's going to be 4th to the 3rd on the low E, and then 5th to the D, so then we're going to go same as before, so it's going to be 6th to the 5th, sorry, on the A, and then 5th on the D, so and he repeats that I think 4 times, but on the last time he does this, he goes. So it's the same up to there. He just dwells on that 5th of the D. Only for the first time, but then the next 3 times he goes. I think this is what's happening anyway, because there's like a trumpet over that, so it's quite hard to hear this bit. So it goes. So I think what he's doing is going 3rd to the 4th on the low E, and then playing a kind of triad Hendrixy G chord, which is basically just normal G, but played 5th of the D, 4th of the G, and then 3rd of the B. So, and if you want, you can wrap your thumb over the top of that that 3rd of the low E. So, he does this 3 times. And then he plays this cool little lick that goes like this. So what we're doing there is we're going to go on that after the 3rd time of playing that G chord. He's going to go. He's going to basically take it down 1, and then take it down 1 till he gets an F. So, and then once he gets to there, he goes. So keep that F shape and basically play the D string, followed by the G, then move up by 2 back to G. So basically that's going to be 3rd of the D to the 4th of the G. So, but we're going to keep it as a shape. Then we're going to bar basically the high 4 strings. And what we're doing is we're going down from the D, G to B. So, and then we're going to go. So all that is once we've done those 3 barred notes, we're going to go. So that's going to be 5th on the G, to 3rd on the G, to 4th on the, 5th on the D. So that slowly goes like this. You can palm mute this as well if you want. So. So then we're going to play this. So what we're doing there is we're going to play the 5th of the D to the 5th of the B, and then we're going to remove that 5th of the B and go to the 5th of the G. So that goes like this. A bit slower. Go. Just a cool little lick of this one. So what we're doing there is we're going to start on the 2nd of the G, hammer onto the 4th. So hammer onto the 4th, pull off to the 2nd, then pull off to the open. So. Then we're going to go 3rd of the D. So. Back to the 2nd of the G. Back to the 3rd of the D, so. Oops. So that entire lick goes like this. Then up to speed. Where he came up with that, I do not know, but it sounds brilliant to me anyway. It sounds really random, but fits perfectly. Then the next little licks, there's a slight change of key here. It's going to go up a semitone. It goes like this. So how we're going to play that is we're going to basically we're going to play the 6th of the high E, the 4th of the B, and we're going to go rake down from the open G on downwards or upwards if you want. Then we're going to pull off. Well, then we're going to get the 4th of the high E. So then we're going to go. So that's going to go 4, 6, 7. Back to 6. All on the B string. So. and then we're going to go hammer on and pull off from the 4th to the 6th of the B again, and then we're going to go 4th and the 6th of the G. So the next part's going to go like this. So what we're going to do there, what we're doing there is we're going to hammer on from the 4th to the 6th and then back to the 4th on the G, end up on the 6th of the D, then we're going to go, so that's going to be 6th to the 4th of the D, so the G string again, so, and then we're going to go, so that's going to be a pull off from the 6th to the 4th again on the D, and upon the 6th of the A. So far I've got this. Then we're going to go. So all that is, we're going to go from the 4th to the 6th on the A to the 4th of the D. Then we're going to go, which is going to be a bend down from the 4th of the A back to the 4th, so slide it down to the 2nd of the A, so all we're doing there is going 4th of the A, back to the 2nd, and then back to the 4th of the low A. So far. So that very slowly goes like this. So once we play that little lick, we're going to play a C minor chord. I'm going to play these octaves. So what we're going to do there is we're going to go from basically a D, which is the 5th of the A, and then that's going to be on the 7th of the G, so then move it down by one, then by another one, so then move it down to A sharp, so which is basically the 1st and 3rd, so back to the C, then we're going to go, so that's going to be low E 2nd fret and the D at the 4th fret, so we're going to move it up by 1, then by 2, and then back to 1st fret of the low E and 3rd fret of the D. So far. Then we're going to go. So that's going to be back to the D, which is the 5th of the A and 7th of the G again. Move it up by 2 to E. Then move that up by 1 to F. So back down by 1, and then we're going to slide from the 5th to the 7th. So that's all an octave. So. And slowly. And then we're going to play a basically that's going to be 4th of the low E and 6th of the G, sorry, D. Then we're going to go. So what we're doing there is we're going. So that's going to be 3rd of the. I'll just refer to it as the this bass note, but it's they're all octaves. So it's going to be 3rd. So 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4th. Then we're going to. Then we're going to go. So that's going to be 6th, 5th, 6th, 5th. So. Then we're we're going to go, so that's going to be 8, 7, 8, and then we're going to go, so that's going to be 9, 8, 9, and up on the 11th. So slowly that goes. So that entire part goes like this. We're going to play C minor again. Then we're back into the riff again, and that's the song basically. Like I say, it's a pretty cool one. As the song progresses, it gets a little bit more complicated. There's licks here and there, but that's basically the main meat of the song. So hopefully you've enjoyed that, and hopefully that's I've taught you something and you've learned from that. Because yeah, great song, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it.